Welcome students. Today we will discuss the concept of the vacuum pressure. Whenever you partially exhaust air in any container or any closed volume by some artificial means, like for example air pump, there the pressure inside that particular vessel becomes lower than the atmospheric pressure. So in this situation, if pressure is below the atmospheric pressure, you need a term of vacuum pressure in order to designate the pressure existing in this container. Whenever the pressure is below the atmospheric pressure, you will be using the term. As we have already discussed about the gauge pressure, atmospheric pressure, absolute pressure, you can watch the same thing in my previous video with reference to the previous lecture where we discussed the gauge pressure. So if we are using the P atmospheric pressure as a datum one, so whenever you are measuring the pressure with reference to atmospheric pressure, that is called your gauge pressure. Whenever you are measuring any pressure which is above the atmospheric pressure, so gauge pressure will be positive. However, when you are measuring pressure below the atmospheric pressure, your gauge pressure will be negative, and that negative gauge pressure is your vacuum pressure. So the concept of the vacuum pressure is very much common in many devices. For example, the very popular household device is vacuum cleaner, where you use the vacuum pressure. So for example, if we take another application in the various industries, for example, where the pick and place application is required, there you will be using the concept of the vacuum pressure. For example, automatic assembly of part in the electronic devices, or you are lifting and stacking any particular part in the warehouses or boxes, so picking up defective items from the conveyor belt. Sometimes in the electronic manufacturing unit, components are very small, so this cannot be held by the hand. So there you use this kind of devices which are based on the vacuum pressure and used for the various purposes which are mentioned over here. So another question is that how will we measure? So this is a device. Using this device we use the measure the vacuum pressure. So if you can see, the red one is in psi and the black is in the bar. So if you see, this is denoting the zero vacuum pressure, this is denoting the minus 0.2, minus 0.4, minus 0.6, minus 0.8, minus 1 bar. So minus 1 bar is becomes to be P absolute, that will be equal to 0. So whenever you say that a 0 vacuum pressure, that means you are right now at the 1 atmospheric pressure. So it is important to understand what these values refer. So if we use this device in order to measure the vacuum pressure, so suppose this vacuum pressure, it says that minus 0.6 bar, that means it is 0.6 times of multiplied by 1 bar, and that much is below from the atmospheric pressure. So using this device you can quickly measure the vacuum pressure. So let's take another figure where this will make more clear to you. So this figure demonstrates the comparison of the various phrases used for the measuring the pressure. For example, gauge pressure, vacuum pressure, absolute pressure. So if you look at this figure, so this is the line which is showing the P absolute is 0. So you can say that absolute pressure where is 0. If you are using the datum, this one, you can measure any kind of pressure. So whenever you are measuring any pressure with reference to P absolute 0, with reference to this one, so whatever the pressure you will be getting with reference to this one will be called as P absolute. So suppose you are at this location, so whatever the pressure you will get from here will be called as P absolute. If you are here, so again you measure the pressure from using this atom, they will be called as P absolute. If we keep on measuring the absolute pressure and we reach at this location where this is equal to the P atmospheric pressure, so P atmospheric is 1 bar. So if you reach this location, we will be reaching to the P atmospheric pressure. So if we consider this atmospheric pressure as a datum, and if we measure any pressure above this one, this will be called as P gauge. So this is the gauge pressure. if you see. Now let's move to backward. So this is done, this is done. And if you are measuring any pressure in this region and you are using this line as datum, so whatever is the pressure you get, that will be called as P vacuum. Now, there is an interesting thing that suppose you are at here or here or here. So the same pressure at all these three locations can be measured using two references. So one reference is your atmospheric reference and other reference is where P absolute is 0. So let's try to figure out the measurement of the pressure at these locations. So suppose we are at any location somewhere here. So if I measure the pressure from here, this will be equal to P vacuum. And same pressure we are measuring from at this location, and with reference to P absolute 0, this will give to P absolute. Now, if look at this figure, so P vacuum plus P absolute will give you the P atmospheric. You can see the summation of this and this will give you the P atmospheric. So using this thing, you can always get what is the absolute pressure if any pressure is given in the terms of the vacuum pressure. So P atmospheric is equivalent to 76 centimeter of Hg column. So let's take an example where suppose we have to measure this much pressure and it says that this P vacuum is equal to 20 centimeter Hg vacuum. If it says, what does that means? That this total height up to the atmospheric pressure is equal to 76 centimeter and this is your 20 centimeter. So if I want to measure the pressure at this location in the terms of the absolute pressure, so this will be the absolute pressure. So this is 76, this is 20, so this will comes out to be 56 centimeter. Let's try to solve a simple example, numerical example, and using which we will be able to understand the meaning of. So this is the question. This question was appeared in the GATE 2000 and the paper of mechanical engineering. In the figure 2.5, if the pressure of a gas in bulb A, this is bulb A, is 50 centimeter Hg vacuum. Now you read this term very carefully, and the P atmospheric is equal to 76 Hg, 76 centimeter Hg. The height of column H is required to. So height of column, that is H, is you have to find out the value of H from the here. So it says that PA is equal to 50 centimeter Hg vacuum. This term is very much significant. If PA is equal to 50 centimeter Hg vacuum, so if I talk about what is the pressure at A in the absolute term, that will be 76 minus 50 is equal to 26 centimeter Hg. So pressure at point A in the terms of the absolute pressure will be 26 centimeter of Hg. So now at this location the pressure is 26 centimeter. So if I talk about this location, this is 26th, and here we are aware that this pressure is P atmospheric. So here the pressure will also be P atmospheric. So here the pressure will be P atmospheric. So in order to make the atmospheric pressure at this location, so if it has 26 centimeter, so what left is over there is 76 minus 26, that is 50 centimeter. So that your answer is 50 centimeter. Now this was a very tricky problem. Now the same problem can be also done with another method, using another method. If it says that 50 centimeter Hg vacuum, that means this pressure at A is sort of by 50 centimeter Hg with reference to the atmosphere pressure. So you can directly figure out that if it is sort by 50 centimeter Hg column, then it means that additional pressure you need to make it equal to the atmospheric pressure, that will be 50 centimeter Hg. A straightforward answer. So the same problem you can use by the method 1 and method 2 that we discussed. Method 1 and method 2. So method 1 you use that P atmospheric is going to be P vacuum plus P absolute. Using this particular concept, you can solve this thing. And method 2 is based upon the definition. So if you are very much clear about the definition of the vacuum pressure, you can quickly solve this problem. So what we discussed about that, or the only thing that if you want to measure the vacuum pressure, the reference datum you have used to the atmospheric pressure. That's done for the today's discussion. If you have any queries, you can always drop me queries in the comment section box. Thank you.